In this video, we're going to be making a dark synth beat from scratch using stock plugins only. And I brought back the stock plugin series for you guys. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you check out the playlist below. But with that being said, let's get right into it. As always, I'm going to start off with the flat piano, and I just like using FL keys. It just has a nice flat piano sound to it. But the first thing I like to do is turn up the sensitivity, because for some reason it's always very quiet. So if you just turn this knob all the way up, you can hear it real clear. The tempo, I want to bring it down to maybe 123. Have this be a slower type beat. And then for the key, I'm going to just select, we'll do F minor, just switch it up. Repeat that, and then on the last two we'll switch it up. Yeah, that's smooth. I like that. And since I want to switch this out to a synth, you don't really got to mess with the velocity or anything like that. So what I've been doing with this series is kind of just trying out all the plugins that I've never opened before. Like on the last couple videos, I used Kepler XO and Harmer and all those type of plugins. Yeah, there's a lot of underrated stock plugins in here, so definitely don't sleep on, especially Kepler XO. Definitely recommend that one. But let's see, let's try Ogun. I don't think I've ever opened this one before. Let's see what kind of... Wow, they have a big library too. You see, you can't sleep on these plugins. Let's try to pitch this up. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, I like that sound, so I exported it out. And I want to layer this with another sound inside of this plugin. Let's try to do maybe just atmospheric. Alright, let's try a bell. I like this one right here, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch up the melody. So let's try to do something a little more fast paced. We'll leave the root note. Alright, I like that. I feel like we can do something with that. So I'm gonna just export it. Alright, let's see what else we got. So that was a new plugin that I haven't opened before, and it's pretty good. There's some usable sounds in there, but I think I've honestly gone through all the you know what, this one I haven't opened this one. So this is a bass, so you know you can't really build anything on top of the melody, but we can still use it, kind of build the synth bass. This is pretty weird. It seems like every key has its own preset. Hold up. Okay. You know what's funny? I was almost gonna say that this preset is unusable, just because all the sounds were pretty kind of like techno-y. But this right here, we can definitely use this. I know none of this sounds like it's blending together, but I always save that to the end, because I try to just build a couple layers of sounds first, and then I work with everything together. Alright, at this point, I'm pretty much just testing the limits of my creativity, because I've already used every stock plugin there is, and now I'm kind of just going through presets that I wouldn't typically use and trying to flip it. So if you like this kind of experimentation, make sure you drop a like for me. Alright, so one last thing I want to do is we'll go to Kepler and let's add some type of ARP, something that, not an ARP, I mean let's add some type of another synth, something to layer this with. This is good right here. Yeah, we can definitely use this. You know, I'm really just having fun with this. Oh, I like that right there. Let's definitely use that. Alright, now you're thinking, what the f is this guy on? He's just adding a whole bunch of crazy sounds together. But my idea is I wanted to build out a couple sounds and I'm going to export them all together. And I'll show you what we'll do next. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to export this all together. And then this is where the real sauce comes in. So we're going to bring up Fruity Slicer. And basically with this plugin, you can just grab the sample that you made. You throw it on here. And then you go to this, click on beat. And then let's go back to pattern real quick. So I like to turn down the attack so that it kind of has a bit more of like that sampled effect. So yeah, like slow pause it has in between. And then we'll just mess with the pitch. Let's try 1 semitone. That's pretty good right there. And then right here, pretty much what you want to do is just delete all this and just rearrange it. So when you rearrange it, it'll completely flip the sample. And yeah, it just creates something whole new. Let's try something like this. And what I've been doing is kind of building a first like little 4-bar, and then I'll switch it up on the second half. Let's switch up that first one again. Yeah, that's pretty good. So just something different, you know? And then what we're going to do is export this out one last time. I know it's a lot of exporting, but it really helps just completely flip a sample. And also if you, when you export it and there's like a little bit that's left over, that's because you have this selected right here. So you just want to go back to cut remainder, and then it'll cut it just into an 8-bar. All right, so this is what we have now. And then one last thing I like to do is grab this sample. So we have the stretch knob right here selected, and then what we're going to do is bring this to a 16-bar, and that's going to stretch it out and give it that like halftime feel to it. So this is what it sounds like now. Alright, let's move on to the drums now. So we're going to be using my control drum kit. The link will be in the description. Let's start off with the bass. Want to use this one right here. I feel like it fits it right. I have a question. Do we know who was the one that put us on this envelope right here? Because this is like stuck in my muscle memory forever. Nah, but for real though, like who put us on that? Alright, that's pretty solid right there. Let's just add a little a bit of some distortion on this. Had a good amount of distortion on there. Alright, let's add a hi-hat. I want to go with something like this. And we might leave it simple. I think I want to just do something like this. Yeah, just real subtle. You know what? Kind of want to go with this one. Alright, let's add a kick to this. Bring in a little more bounce. We'll do something like this, a little unorthodox. Sometimes I like to switch up the kick and make it to the point where you can't really predict how the bounce is. And I feel like this really fits that. I think we might keep it simple like this. Alright, so this beat was really just a challenge for me to experiment myself more with these stock plugins, because all these plugins that I use I haven't even opened once. But if you found this video helpful, make sure you drop a like and subscribe for me. It really helps me out. And if you like the drum sounds from this video, they're all from my Control drum kit. The link will be in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.